Guys, I'm just going to get right to the video today. Um, you know, where I am in the DMV, Washington D.C. metro area, it's a rainy day. It's been raining like crazy, and it seems fitting because it just sort of echoes. It sort of is synchronous, I guess is the word, to the way many of us are feeling right now. With the tragic passing of Kevin Samuels. Um, and I know that Kevin Samuels has had quite an impact on my own life, just in terms of understanding how the game is played in corporate America, even though I'm not a corporate guy necessarily, and that sort of ship for me has sort of sailed. But for my daughter and for whoever else maybe younger that comes into my life via relatives, that type of stuff, um, I can be a resource, or I can at least point them and say, "Hey, listen, if you wanna know how that game's played, you need to go check out this guy," right? And then obviously the, outstanding relationship advice. I've used some of that, I in my own videos, about certain things, but, I think the first time I ever heard about Kevin Samuels, I'm not sure if Coach Greg Adams mentioned him or Donovan Sharp or O'Shea Duke Jackson. I was watching a lot of all of those guys back then. It might even have been Black Conservative Perspective, but somebody mentioned them, and then right around the time that they mentioned them, and this must have been back around, like, I don't know, spring of 20, it was lockdown. We're all locked in, we're all looking for things to do, so I spent a lot of time on YouTube, and, somewhere along the line, I began watching his videos. Now, I didn't really watch the full length videos because they were hours long. So I would watch clips, right? And I was just very sort of immediately impressed with his no nonsense delivery, with his style, and just his general demeanor really resonated with me. I was like, like, I need to be more like him, you know. And I don't mean in terms of like like the way I do videos, but just in terms of I need to project that level of competence, that level of uh, accomplishment. And the only way I think that you can do that is to actually go out and be accomplished, and to put in the work to to be competent, to not just be decent at at something, or not just have a general um grasp of a particular topic, but to really take a hold of it, really become expert in it, and so that you can really take a deep dive in it and to bring better value to people. And I'm not just talking about YouTube. I'm just talking about just generally. Okay. So um I really admired him, really did. And uh obviously the way that he's been reported in some of the news outlets is shameful, but I'm not going to give that the light of day, right? right now. There are other people who are doing great videos about that stuff. I highly recommend you check out, if you have not done so yet, the Fearless podcast. Jason Whitlock is doing a 2-part series on the man. This is the impact. He's not a sports figure. He's not a mainstream figure. But he gets a 2-part series on Jason Whitlock. Donovan Sharp, I was just watching his video, and I guess he's going to go in on these negative people talking all types of trash about the man. But it's amazing at how here's somebody who is well-dressed, well-spoken, educated, accomplished, who has helped many people to become better people, a guy who has helped men to become better men so that they can become better providers for their families and for future wives. And he catches heat because people would rather have sugar-coated delusion than bitter truth. And that's the problem with certain communities, or one particular community which shall remain nameless. This right here. Okay? But yet, they'll paint a mural for a career criminal who dies in a tragic way through at least some fault of his own prior lifestyle choices. And they'll march in the streets. They'll burn down cities over that guy. But Kevin Samuels gets called a misogynist by a black-owned or black-based news outlet, and completely overlooked the fact that he's doing the work to help uplift the black community. And by the way, this isn't racial, because guess what? You have white people that muck with the dude. Okay? You have Asians. Steve Kim, sports writer, sports guy, Los Angeles. Jason Whitlock, contributor, who turned Jason Whitlock onto him. So it's not even about the fact that Kevin Samuels, this idea that Kevin Samuels was a person who was dealing with black issues. No, he's black, and the people that he dealt with mostly were black, but the themes are universal. The themes are American, but it goes beyond America, because this guy had an audience that was international. But it's a testament to the backwards priorities of certain aspects of the black. Oh, I thought I was going to say it was going to go unnamed, but damn it, okay, of the black community that keeps the black community down And I don't mean down like down, I mean down like bad. Okay? Because for as much as they talk about wanting to have better for all of us, they really don't. No, they are invested in having a permanent black underclass. And this is black people. The black elite, allegedly, okay, slash the Democratic Party, right? They don't want uplift, not true uplift. They want black people, enough of us, allegiant to needing government help, government assistance, matriarchy. A bunch of kids running around here with no daddies, women that think they don't need no man. That's what they want. So, and by the way, it's evidence of don't listen to what people say, watch what they do. It's the actions. I watched the Kevin Samuels video one time. I was watching it going, you know, he's given game here that literally is $1 million worth of game. And he's giving it away for free. It had to do with, he was chronicling how he rose up the ranks at some company he was working with. And he was blunt about it. He talked about, I mean, you know, some of the things that he did, like the way he like he talked about how, I don't know what I can say here on YouTube, but I guess it's okay because he said it. Basically, he had hired this escort, you know, to make a really good impression at some company function. And he shows up with her. Turns out one of the higher ups had also dealt with her. And so that guy, so the higher up was so impressed with that for, you know, whatever reason, that put Kevin Samuels on this guy's radar. And he moved up, at least in part because he had something in common with this higher up. You can't learn that in a class. You're not going to learn that in business school. You're not going to learn that at Wharton. No, that stuff you can only learn when you're in the trenches, and to even get to that echelon is very difficult. And here's a guy that's giving you that game, telling you what to order, what you're going to drink, what you're going to order. All this stuff matters. And if you don't know, you don't know which country club you're supposed to be at, which gentleman's club you're supposed to take a client to. This is the way the game's played, and these are the lessons that black people don't usually get because we don't typically get to play in that game. If we do get there, we're gay HR people a lot of times. We're not the hunters. We're not the movers and the shakers. We're not Matthew Knowles making $200,000 a year with Xerox back in 1980. We're not him. Okay. And yet, when we get a chance to get game from these people, what do certain aspects of the establishment do? They want to shut it down. Right. And the shame of it is, I'm talking about black establishment. So yeah, I could go on, but I'm going to end it here. This video is going on long enough. But one last thing that I want to share with you, if you're still here. You know, when you live your life to some extent in fear of the pain of emotional loss, you know, you don't want to get too close because you don't want the pain of when the relationship goes bust, or when somebody dies, or something like that. You're not winning if you don't feel the pain. You're actually winning if you are lucky enough to have relationships that when the relationship is over, it hurts. You're actually lucky if you have that. And so for me, I never met Kevin Samuels. I was hoping to one day meet him. Obviously, that will never happen. But I feel as though I've lost a friend, and it hurts. But at the same time, I'm so happy that I was able to be connected with him through video and to get his content, his insight. It's not saying he was right about everything, not saying he was some 100%, perfect, person. Nobody is. But I'll take this pain. I'll take it for the benefit of having felt like I knew the man and was able to get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of very important topics. So rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, and let's get those likes up. Later, y'all.